Good morning and welcome to a brand new day. So, right now I'm getting ready to go to the park. I think I'm going to start with Islands of Adventure. So, while I get ready, I wanted to share some helpful tips if you're going to a theme park or if you have an upcoming vacation. So, if you're going to Universal, Walt Disney World, or the brand new Epic Universe theme park. Hopefully, these are some tips that I gathered along the way, and hopefully, this helps. So, I'm starting with the Danessa Myrix, the water powder serum, and I'm putting this one in mostly my T-zone where I get oily. I've been liking this combo with the Danessa Myrix. And once I put that on, I'll go in with the Yummy Skin in the Universal Balm. I don't really like the little applicator that it gives you with it. I just swirl it around on my finger. And then I wipe it on my skin. Okay, so while that dries down a tiny bit, my first tip when coming to any theme park is check the weather. Check the weather, especially in November, December. It might surprise you that Florida gets cold. If you're coming in November, the weather can change throughout the day. In the morning, it could be cool and breezy. It might be a little gloomy, foggy. By midday, it heats up again. Like for me during this trip, I had as high as 80s. And in the morning times, a few days it went as low as the 50s, and in the evenings. So in the evenings it cools back down again, and so I normally, when I come back to the room after my midday break, that's another tip, try and take a midday break, just to reset yourself. I normally would bring my hoodie, my jacket back to the park with me. So I would suggest dressing in layers, maybe a light jacket for the mornings. That way you can have a shirt or a tank underneath that you can wear midday, and then you can throw the jacket back on for the night because it often gets chilly. So I just put some Carmax on, and right now I'm going to fill my brows just a tiny bit more. I normally just focus on the tails. So another tip that I would give, this one is specific to Universal another tip that I would give is to buy their refillable cups. I know Disney owns is more focused towards their resorts, but when you look at it, it is a good deal actually. But specifically the Universal Freestyle Cup, I feel like is a better deal because Universal does have resort mugs, that you can refill at the resort also, but those mugs you use differently from in the theme park. I'm putting on the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. But the freestyle cup that you use in Universal Parks, it is such a great deal. Honestly, it was one of the best purchases that I made. I know I said in one of my previous vlogs, the cup that I bought a new cup this trip because I like that they changed the design. The lid actually screws and it has a handle. The previous one, it didn't. Sometimes it leaked a tiny bit depending on how you're holding it, but it didn't have a handle and the lid you just pushed on. So I bought the new cup with the new design. But just in general, like drinks in the theme park are $5 to $6, I think, on average. And I'm just talking about like soft drinks like Powerade, the fountain drinks, waters I think are like $6. But by the time as you get, I think the refills are $12 a day, the recharge for the cups. It's either $12 or $13. It's around that range. By the time as you have 3 drinks, 2 drinks, 3 drinks, yeah, you have already got your value back for the refillable cup. It also includes ices, and especially in the summertime, those ices are like, once you buy the refillable cup, you have free refills all day. You can use the Coke Freestyle machines, and they have like a lot of different soda combinations that you can mix and try, and they even have secret flavors. And especially in the summer when it's hot, you can use it to get the Coke products, the different soda drinks, Powerades, vitamin waters, the ices, and it's just good to stay hydrated. Because you have the cup, I feel like you remember to stay hydrated. You don't be like, this will be very expensive if I get another Powerade. I'm just using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. So yeah. Oh, another thing with the freestyle machines, you can get water there, and the water doesn't taste like nasty, swampy water that sometimes you get like when you ask for water cups. So just in case you don't actually want to get the freestyle cups, you can bring your own cup into the park and you can refill your own jugs at the water stations, or you can ask them for a little water cup, a little disposable cup to get water, because it's important to stay hydrated when you're in the parks. I feel like for most persons, you're walking more than you normally do, and then the weather, most times it's extremely hot, so it's important to stay hydrated. Also, I would say, so right now, so what I'm doing now is I'll blend out this concealer, but another tip that I would say is to bring a small bag or just a fanny pack, especially if you're going to Universal, because for most rides at Universal, you have to put your items in a locker. You have to put your items in a locker. And some rides, if you have a fanny pack, you don't have to use the locker, but it has to be a fanny pack that goes around your waist. And that will help you skip on wait time sometimes also, because you don't have to stop to put your items up. And then a smaller bag just fits better in the lockers at Universal. Now, Epic Universe, I realize their lockers are way bigger, so you can get away with a big backpack, or if you purchase items at the gift store, you can store those in there also. And it just makes sure it'll fit in the free lockers. And right now I'm going to blend out this concealer and keep my beauty blender in a Ziploc bag. So what I would suggest for theme parks is that you pick your 3 must-dos, because it allows you to get your highlights done in a day, but you won't overexhaust yourself trying to complete the whole park. The whole purpose is for you to come back. So obviously there's more attractions and shows than you can do in a day for all of the parks. For all of the parks, the whole goal that they're trying to get is for you to come back. So it's kind of impossible for you to do every single thing in a day. So that's why I would suggest picking your 3 must-dos. So pick your top 3 rides, shows, experiences, and call them your non-negotiables. And if you're going on a group trip, this is a good time to ask everybody what they want to do, and you can build your day around what everybody's top 3 are. They're non-negotiable. Their top 3s are, and that way everybody feels included and gets to do something that they want to do on the vacation. And if you get to do anything else, it's just a bonus, and it keeps you from stressing and cramming everything in one day, because these parks are huge. Like I say, there's a lot to do, a lot to eat, a lot to experience, so it will keep the stress down, honestly. If you just decide, okay, I would like to see the new show, but I don't need to ride the teacup ride. I've ridden it before. It's just a spinny ride. I'm not hating on the teacups, I'm just saying. So next, I would consider splitting up. Like I said before, when you have if you're going on a group trip, not everybody wants to do the same things as you. So if you have that talk beforehand and say, hey, what do you want to do? This is what I want to do. You have an idea. So if it's something that someone is firm on and this is their must do, it's their vacation too, you can say, okay, I am going to do this ride at this portion of the park for these amount of hours. You can the Fit Me loose powder. So I'm putting on next with a puff. Um, so you can split up. It's not going to be the end of the world. So you can split up from your party and decide to meet up for lunch. You hug the morning, you do these rides, I'm not interested in it, and we meet back up for lunch. I would say sometimes that's the better option than everybody being. I've seen a lot of meltdowns that happens because some persons aren't interested in everything you're interested in. So I would suggest splitting up, meeting back up for a meal, then get back together for other rides or attractions or something like that. And in splitting up, you now have the option to do single rider. I would suggest doing single rider single rider is a good option if you don't mind being split up from your group. Sometimes single rider, the line can be as much as half of the standby wait, or sometimes you get lucky and it's just a walk on. So to save some time, I would suggest considering single rider. I know part of the fun is you're on the ride with your family or your friends, and you now can laugh and have inside jokes about how this person screamed on an attraction or this certain scene. But sometimes single rider is worth it if you just want to ride the ride. You don't care to really ride it with your group, if you just want to experience the attraction. So I would suggest considering it. So I'm basically done with my makeup. I'm just gonna put on some blush. I'm using the Juvia's Place, the Volume 1 palette. And I've been using this like burnt orange color that they have inside it. Some useful tips for Universal. I would stay on property. You can find cheap hotel rates for Universal. So I would consider it, because depending on which hotel you're in, there are some amazing perks. All hotels have early park entry, and I would suggest using early park entry to the best of your advantage. You can get a lot done during early park entry, and it's like an hour that you have before the rest of the park gets in. So I would suggest using that. Okay, I am going to set my face with the One Size setting spray, and then come back to give the rest of my tips. Okay, so and right now I'm going to curl some pieces in my hair, but in going along with early park entry, you can get a lot done with early park entry. Some of the biggest rides, especially in Islands of Adventure, are Hagrid's and Velocicoaster. Now, sometimes Velocicoaster you can get on in a short amount of time. Plus, they have single rider that works quickly. But Hagrid's wait time stays above an hour all day. So especially for Hagrid's, I would suggest trying to use early park entry. But you do get a lot done with early park entry, because it's a whole hour earlier than the rest of the park. Volcano Bay, it's 30 minutes sometimes an hour in the summer. And Disney, I think it's like 30 minutes before the park open. Now, I would say in the summer, not when it's cold, I would suggest going on the water rides. They're really fun. They are. And then also, for all of these parks, download the mobile app. You will need it. You need it to, well, basically the whole of Universal and Disney, but especially Universal, they've moved to mobile order for food. So if you want to jump line slash actually eat anything, especially at Epic, basically the whole theme park, you use mobile order to order your food. And then you can check the park map, look to see when show times are and all of that. So you will need the mobile app. So I would download their apps. So with Disney, I feel like it's worth it to purchase Genie Plus. With Disney, I feel like it's worth it to purchase the single pass and multi pass lightning lanes. The lines get ridiculous. If you don't mind waiting, sure, but I would just put it in my budget to purchase it. It's worth it, especially at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. It's worth it. And also in terms of Disney, if there's a particular restaurant that you want to eat at, I would make the reservation sooner than later because their reservations go fast and it's rare that you can find a reservation day of. Most people have their reservations like months in advance actually. And now for Epic, there's a lot to explore, a lot of new food, new drinks, all of that stuff. So Epic, I don't really have a plan yet like that I would suggest. I would suggest just going into Epic, go with the flow. Oh, the only real tip that I have for Epic, don't do Super Nintendo World in the mornings. I would always suggest to do that in the afternoon, the evening time. It is one of the lands that's open for early park entry, but because of that, and because it's just so popular, everybody is in that land in the morning, and it's hot in that land, and I feel like it's pretty at night also. So that's why I would suggest waiting to go to that land at night. Especially, I would go at night for that land. And in general, I would say, in terms of what you wear, I would always suggest wearing athletic clothes. Don't really wear jeans. I feel like I see people in jeans and I just feel like that's uncomfortable. I would suggest wearing athletic clothes because you're getting in and out of rides, you're walking a lot. And with walking a lot, I wouldn't wear brand new shoes to the park. I would wear a comfortable pair of tennis that you've already worn and you know how they wear on your feet. For most persons, you're walking more than you do on a regular basis. So I would just suggest wearing comfortable shoes. This time I invested in a fuel rod. I feel like it's a good deal. You do need to charge your phone, and it's convenient to just go and swap out the fuel rod instead of trying to find a charging station. Also, for some charging stations in Walt Disney World, Epcot has like a whole area that you can sit and charge your devices. And if you're close enough, you can see the Encanto show / they had jugglers there the last time I was there. I think that's something new that they're doing now. In Magic Kingdom, they have charging station. One is in Big Top and the next one is by the Rapunzel bathroom. I'm not sure if there's any other ones, and I'm not sure where it is or if there's any for Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom. And then Universal, Epic Universe has a lot of plugs all around the park. I haven't really seen a true, like, this is a station with multiple plugs and seating. So I can't really tell you about that. And for Universal and Islands of Adventure, I haven't looked, to be honest, because I always just come back to my hotel room and charge it midday. Yeah. So I'm going to finish curl my hair off camera and get dressed before I close out this video. So I'm completely ready for today, and before I go, the last tip that I would give is enjoy your time. Don't try and rush anything, and just experience the parks and have a lot of fun, because this, for most persons, it's a vacation of a lifetime. So just have fun with it, and everything else will just be amazing. So, let me show you my outfit before I go. I'm wearing this Herbology shirt with my lilac Pop Flex skirt. And so I'm off to have an amazing time at the parks today. So I guess I'll see you in my next adventure.